And here we are. It's like we never left.
We never should have left. We gotta go back.
When are we gonna watch Lost?
When are we gonna watch
Someday you're gonna
Lost?
tie me down and make me watch Lost.
Did I tell you that there was a time when I almost purchased all of Lost at once?
Yeah.
There was a
Like a box set?
There was a movie store going out of business, and I was like, haha, what are some cheap things I can find? And I found the entirety of Lost. But it was gonna be like $100-something, and that's really not bad.
No.
But I was like,
But are you ever going to watch all of Lost again?
exactly, and so I held off. I was a little disappointed in myself, but I still wouldn't have watched it probably. I have the first episode of Lost on PSP.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Universal Media Disc,
Yes,
dude.
sir. I have it and the bench warmers.
I knew
What a
someone who
combo.
had National Treasure on UMD.
Ooh, that's big.
You could get Final Fantasy VII Advent Children on UMD back in the
I
day.
am certain you could.
Quiet. Just need to get past this gate.
Wait, where are the guards?
Looks like someone beat us here.
And I don't think it was Jessie.
This had better not get in the way of our plans.
It won't.
It's definitely not Jessie, considering that Roche knocked her gun out of her hand during that in that
True.
motorcycle chase. She couldn't have shot that guy, even though she's magically gonna have that gun again later.
Hey man, the plaza's that way. Warehouses are further in. Jessie's supposed to be circling around from the back, right?
We're just checking stuff out. Leave us
Yep.
No
alone.
need for us to rush.
See, he agreed.
Yep.
I can handle this solo.
What? You're trying to keep us out of it now? Don't be a jackass.
We're in this together.
Don't expect me to save you.
If you need to check your gear, now's the time. Give the word when you're good to go.
You can use that vending machine over there to stock up.
Just in case you still haven't noticed the vending machines, player. In case you're some kind of dumbass who's never played a video game before.
Guess there's a training center too. Could go a few rounds before the main event.
What?
So as mentioned, you're gonna see me check stores in this game and just see if there's something that's orange, and then if there's not, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah. No reason to.
If there's no sale, no unique item, I'm out of there. Because most of the time you're gonna get better stuff just by playing the game anyway.
Yeah, especially those things, like the 5% more spirit. It's like, what the hell is that going to do for you? The damage number is going to go up or down by 10.
I
Not
get
good enough.
hungry when I'm nervous. That is the opposite of, I feel like, a normal response.
I think Wedge is just hungry all the time because he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He likes
Wacky.
food.
Man, even the card table's empty.
Damn.
Would have been funny if there were a couple of guys hanging out. There's like a whole separate cutscene of just dudes back here playing cards, and just they're not even paying any attention.
Yeah, we heard some stuff earlier. We thought it was fireworks.
It's like I'm still on my break.
Yeah, I am not on the clock.
I
You do
doubt
what
they're
you
paid
need
enough
do.
to care.
Absolutely not.
Especially, look, if you're walking around and you see somebody with a big ass sword like that, it's like,
The question is, what kind of punishments can Shinra get away with in a world where they wrote all of the laws for people not doing their jobs?
I mean, it's true, but it's also, it's like, you know, it's
I'm
also
off the clock. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I don't know why this is here.
Yeah,
This is a really odd little inclusion. This section here. You can just spawn in 3 of these little guys, and you can beat them up, and you can forget to lock on and attack the other guy.
literally, I thought about this back in the day. The only thing that I could come up with is A, this was going to be like a demo zone, and B, if it's like, it's like, players are just playing this game like an action game. They haven't done any management at all up to this point. This is a way to tell them to actually, equip your stuff.
You do get experience, and like you get like $100 every time you do it, which is nice. And also, if you haven't used assess yet on the sentries, you can do it. By the way, in a previous episode, I bought a second assess materia, which if you're watching this playthrough, you shouldn't do. You don't need a second one. Just level up the first one, because then you can just get everything that spawned in at once.
Yep.
But yeah, this thing talks about, like, you can increase the stagger gauge by using lightning magic, but like one basic lightning spell will just kill these things instantly. I fired Thundara at this thing a second ago. That was totally overkill. I'm pretty sure just a normal thunder spell will kill one instantly. Let's find out. Yep. I am slightly over leveled because I killed those 400 monsters to get my nice numbers on the board.
But it's also like, well, the game, encouraged you to do that in a sense. So.
I don't know what the training bonus is. It says training bonus gained.
I think that's probably the 100 gold.
It's your pump. It means you go into the fight with the pump.
You go in there looking good. All the soldiers are much more impressed.
All right, guys, my pump cover's off. We can go now.
There's an outtake from season 5 of Community. There's an episode where John Oliver's character is like, trying to flirt with, he's trying to get Britta's attention. When he's talking to Jeff about like, don't go over there. There's an outtake where he's talking to Joel McHale and he's like, I know your game. You get your pump on before you go and talk to a girl. I know you do it. There's no other explanation.
Oops. You'd be crazy not to equip it.
Yeah. I already have the materia set. We're good. I already equipped it free.
Let's go over the plan one last time. You start things off by cutting loose where everyone can see you.
And us?
We're the backup. First, we climb high enough to get a vantage point, then we go to town on them.
Oh, that wasn't like an anime headache flashback. That was just he remembered on his own. He saw a spinny thing and it reminded him of a windmill.
He baby.
Hey.
Oh, she's so cute.
So, what did you want to talk about?
Don't sit down on the dirty ground in that nice green dress.
When spring comes, I'm leaving town. I'm going to Midgar.
Should have figured. All the guys are leaving.
But I'm not like them. I'm not going just to look for work. I'm going to be a soldier. The best of the best. Like Sephiroth.
Oh.
The great war hero, huh? Isn't it pretty hard to become a soldier?
Yeah. So I won't be back for a long time.
Because I'm so cool.
Guess not. Think you'll be in the papers?
Yeah, totally.
I'll try.
Most definitely.
He wouldn't say that now. He doesn't try anymore.
Just promise me one thing. When we're older, and you're a famous soldier, if I'm ever trapped or in trouble, promise you'll come and save me.
Huh?
That's what heroes do. They save people. Please? Just once. Come on, promise me.
Fine. I promise.
She got all dressed up to go talk to him just to find out he's leaving.
Damn.
Lame.
I heard you're having second thoughts.
I know we have to think big if we're going to make a difference. But not like this. I feel trapped.
What you doing, buddy?
They're like, what the hell?
Cloud, are you stroking out again?
That's the signal!
All according to plan.
All according to Cake.
Right.
Yeah!
If bad guys, why look cool? Every time.
If evil, why cool outfit?
Exactly.
Maybe they went home. Hey, over there.
If weak pushover, why neat helmet? To protect from attack.
Target sighted.
Wow, what a baby.
He's just a guy. He's just like a dude. How do you know he's a target?
He's got that big old sword, like.
So what? He could just be carrying. He could be like some kind of contractor. It could be like a 2x4.
If this was a better game, he'd be in half right now.
Yep.
Have to get that T rating. There is a, we'll talk about it later, there is a very like important moment from the original game involving a lot of blood that no longer has blood anymore because they would have gotten an they would have gotten the equivalent of an M rating in Japan.
Yeah.
And yeah, I gotta hit that T rating, make that money. It's a pretty big deal that Yoshi P convinced Square to let him make an M-rated Final Fantasy game with Final Fantasy 16. It's got blood and it's got boobies.
Oh, whoa!
Not bare, but they're there.
Well, you see naked people doing the nasty, just with creative cinematic framing. You don't quite catch anything.
I see.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that they got the M-rated and they can go harder. Not in the sex scene.
Why not?
Just in, well, sure, but
come on, Joey, be honest about how you really feel.
Listen, there are enough people online like covering that niche. It's fine. I'm just talking about. It's like the beginning of that game felt pretty M-rated, and then it kind of just got tame. Or at least it felt like it was going to be pretty M-rated, and then it's like, well.
Yeah, no, I understand your point. After the opening act of FF16, the M rating is mostly earned by people cursing.
Yeah.
Not by
That's
tons
lame.
of blood.
Exactly. Bit of a disappointment.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
Jesus.
Give me a bit more time and I got you.
Give it up! Putting up a fight, huh?
Call it fire.
Bye. Ow! Ouch! Ow! I was trying to hit him, but then another guy hit me.
Yeah, is the elite security officer? I think that's the one enemy that I always was like, oh, he's just a regular jobber, and then I started beating up on him.
He's not. He's absolutely not.
Yeah, and that's what would happen. He started meleeing me, and I get mad. Like, no, just sit down and die.
Hey,
let's
thanks,
go.
Biggs.
There's still another one, man. If you could go a little faster, that'd be much appreciated.
Don't let him escape!
Where's
Do
the
I
guys?
look like
It's
I'm-
too big. This area is too large. Where is everybody? Where are the guys? There they are. Oh, you guys. I like you guys. Frog kids. I remember you.
Let's do this.
It's been a while since we recorded this, so I don't want to tread the same ground over and over again. I'm not sure if I brought it up before, but I know this was the first enemy type that I came across. I was like, oh yeah, this game's gonna have freaks in it.
Yeah, they kept all the freaks.
It was like, yahoo!
They didn't sanitize it. They sanitized the blood, but not the freaks.
Good.
That's more important.
Look at us amateurs putting in work. Wow.
I'm gonna assume those things are like bolted to the ground, so I do want to know how he actually managed to do that.
You do
shot
when he's going. Yeah, that's the thing. When he's going after the first one, there are like chip damage numbers coming up from the launcher, as if he's shooting it with his gun first.
Okay.
He needs to get it to critical health before he can move it.
He's gonna shoot the bolts off of it.
Don't worry, I've got this.
I'm sorry, what? That's what I expected.
Well,
Catch me if you can.
I feel like this happened in Breaking Bad at some point.
You really don't need to fight.
I got your note.
assess.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to assess everybody that we come across in this. I'm not gonna necessarily stop and go through every single person's details because a lot of them aren't all that interesting, but I am gonna try and assess everybody so if people want to see it, they can pause and they can read.
Oh my gosh, there are so many.
There are a lot of them.
They have really good coats though. They're being taken care of pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Woo!
We have been arguing, honestly. See, this is the thing, is like all of our arguments are totally stupid. They're me going, hippos aren't bad dogs if you train them properly. And Spencer going,
Right off the pizza.
they're aggressive. Like, bottom line. I'm like,
If only the ladies loved you that much.
But they can be good aggressive.
They
They were
can be-
once upon a time, they were like nanny dogs because of how protective they were.
yes, they're protective and they're sweet little babies if you're not a jerk to them. But if you're a jerk to them, they're gonna be a jerk back.
Of course, they store Mexico.
Oh no.
These guys are pushovers.
Ready? Hell yeah.
It's me being like, I want a dog that's bigger than a rat. And
But not too big.
there's not too big.
Oh, okay.
There's too big for him. There's not too big for me. I would
see.
love a Great Dane.
Gotcha.
I would love a Great Dane. Not in an apartment,
Yeah.
but
so,
like
normally the game would not have the summon gauge appearing for 2 of these robots, but they want to give you the opportunity to use it here since they just gave it to you.
I
Yeah.
see.
Normally you are only going to see the summon gauge during like boss fights.
I see.
And they will fill up slowly, and you'll get to use them like once, maybe midway through the fight if you choose to. You can also ignore it.
They learned their
This is
lesson
filling
from
up
Final
pretty
Fantasy
fast.
15.
Yeah, they're using. Yeah, they want you to use it here, so it fills up ludicrously fast here because they want you to use it.
Okay.
Eat this!
Get him.
Oh, that dude's cool. He's real cool.
So now the gauge will drain, and when it drains, he leaves.
Okay.
You can use, it doesn't matter who summoned him, Cloud is the one who summoned him, but any member of the party, if there were other people here, can use their ATB charges to give the summoned monster or whatever instructions. So he will go about just smashing enemies of his own accord, like an AI-controlled party member, and you can't play as him directly. But you can go into summon abilities, and there will be a couple of moves in here that you can use. Radiant Plume needs 2 full ATB charges to cast, but Crimson Dive just costs 1, and you can tell him to attack a specific enemy, and it obviously does more damage than if we were just leaving him to his
do
own
his
devices.
thing, yeah. That's pretty cool.
When the gauge drains, they will leave, but they will also perform like a really big ultimate ability on the way out.
Okay.
It will perform a really big, devastating attack on the way out.
I was a pretty big fan of the way they handled summons this time around.
It's a good implementation. I was talking a little bit before you got here, Joey, about like kind of how they've evolved throughout the series, and I think this one works pretty well. We didn't even get to see his. Yeah, we didn't get to see his finishing. He disappears attack because his two. Again, you are not supposed to use summons on those tanks, on those mechs. They're used for bosses. It's overkill to have them in that fight.
Is he gonna help us out? Because he wants to fight us, so he's gonna clear everybody out.
Well, aren't we having a wonderful time kicking the hornet's nest?
Classic anime nonsense. I love the Biggs got down here just in time to not be needed.
You know what I want. A second dance. Just the 2 of us. You turned the key. The engine roars with excitement.
Oh,
It hungers to be set free!
Fall back.
what a weird little guy.
Hey, the theme for his boss fight is called Ignition Flame.
What?
It's been a long time since I fought a duel out of the saddle. But, for all the miles on the clock, I'm just as fast as I ever was.
Also, neat touch here. He throws you an elixir at the beginning of the fight, so
Just to make sure.
Yeah, he needs you to be at maximum strength when you fight him. It needs to be a fair duel.
What a cool dude.
This is classic anime nonsense, obviously, but I like the feature that he tosses an elixir at you. He's like tossing Frieza the sensu bean. It's only fair to let him fight Gohan at full strength, right? Anyway, third-class soldier who loves bikes, speed, and anyone capable of going toe-to-toe with him. He's ostracized by many in the organization, however, due to his antics and general disregard for everyone's safety. This is not a super hard fight, but I didn't do great on it on this recording. This is one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to reshoot this episode, but as discussed, I don't know if I said it to you on tape earlier, but almost everything else we're going to be doing today, after this episode, everything that I have ready, I shot yesterday. So I did not have time to also redo this. I did have to replay it, and I kind of wish I'd filmed it, because I did do a bit better on the fight, despite having not touched it in 2 years. Miraculously. I had not rehearsed at all, and I did okay, but I wouldn't have had time to re-edit it anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered.
I can't believe they didn't let you keep your limit gauge for this. They gave you limit and the down.
Well, you could just delete half of his health bar with
yeah,
that.
Okay. Let me do it.
I gotta do all
He
of it.
likes speed, he would respect it.
It's true.
Let's do this.
Jeez. He telegraphs pretty decently, but still, like... He's a fast man.
Ignition flame. Just like a thing. Wow.
So there was an example again of me switching to Punisher mode and like holding down the block button like at the same time. So you didn't even see him switch into the stance, you just saw him counter because I did it like frame perfect on him attacking me there. Well, maybe not frame perfect. I'm not a DMC player. I'm not a Mario speedrunner, but I was close.
No holding back.
Yeah, it's like if you know the Punisher counter, this fight's like pretty easy because even his big rushing attack, he slows down immediately after he hits you, so Cloud's counter will hit him.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty manageable fight. After all, he's third class. We're first class.
Exactly.
Right.
Satisfied?
With such fleeting pleasure? Hardly. There are higher heights to which you and I can still soar.
Okay, boys, give him everything you've got, but kill the swordsman first.
But get that guy first. The two guys with the guns, don't worry about him. Get the guy with the sword. He's the dangerous one.
They know anime logic.
What's the tweet? Or it's like a Tumblr post or something's like, damn, pretty brave of that guy to face him down with a gun. Usually guns suck against swords.
We really must do this again. Until then, try not to die. I'll see you on the road.
I love the pompadour.
It's good.
He's such a maniac.
I love the he's got so much materia slotted into that bike that it doesn't have to obey any physical laws and he can just herky jerk around like it's glitching, but it's just a completely deliberate animation. What does it remind me of? There's something in particular like I'm picturing in my head of it like glitching around like that.
I was recently shown a resurgence of the old GoldenEye glitch.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where you like tilt the cartridge and
Yes, the get down,
yeah.
Both did it at the same time. I'm kind of thinking of that one like Gumball clip where like the production quality is like they're trying to get home as the production quality is degrading from finished to like rough animation to like glitchy animatic to storyboards.
Interesting.
And like there's a car glitching and flipping and turning as it's going down the road.
I see.
So the only thing I was thinking of was just Dante on the motorcycle in 3 or 5.
Also a good one.
Friendly, stand down. Your team shouldn't be here. Glad yours is.
What?
Come here.
So somebody killed the people at that gate and it wasn't Jessie.
Wedge will be fine, but you won't be if they start asking questions.
And who are they?
first guests to the party. Another avalanche cell. Our holier-than-thou friends from the old guard.
I see.
It's always their way or the highway. Lately, they've been a real pain in the ass. Till now.
So then why are they here?
Beats me. We've been on the outs ever since our cell got labeled too extreme. Though they're the ones running around with mil-spec gear. Word is, they cut a deal with Wutai. Promised them all the materia in Midgar, apparently. Think there's any truth to that?
You tell me.
Sometimes, I think we're the only ones who've realized the war's over.
So the game doesn't go into it in a ton of detail in cutscenes, but you can infer a little bit from some stuff, and then there's a bit more information in like a loading screen tooltip. That basically the rest of Avalanche is mainly like they are rebelling against a tyrannical world government. Their concerns are not principally environmental.
I see.
Barrett's concern is we need to blow up those reactors now because they are killing the world. And the rest of Avalanche does not think that blowing up infrastructure that, you know, is keeping hospitals running is necessarily their number one priority.
You will establish a perimeter. Roadblocks included. Contain the situation. Rumors of violence against public security will only serve to...
You made it! Over here!
Any concerned citizens that this was a false alarm. Okay! Form up! Let's go!
Could you have been any louder? I mean, it made my job a lot easier, but... Wait, where's Wedge? Wedge! That was close.
But like you were making little noises at Jessie's theories about what was going on with her dad.
Yeah.
And they were mentioning something called planetology. That's the thing. The people at Shinra don't necessarily believe that Mako is actually the lifeblood of the planet. It's just a thing they found.
Yeah.
It is a religious belief in this world that Mako comes from something called the life stream.
I see.
Not my finest hour.
You get hit?
Just swinged, I think. Oh, shot!
Really? Let me see.
Are we seriously doing this here?
This is why you need the M rating for moments like this. You need to be able to, you need to, be able to see his ass.
You guys are the worst.
Huh? Your ass is fine. Maybe singed, but the only casualty is your underwear. This is like a bruise or a mild burn at worst.
Now that was a gunshot.
Is that a smile I spy?
No.
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 I'm way too cool to smile.
I'm not part of the crew. I don't like you guys. This is just a job.
It's not safe here. We should go.
Copy that.
You guys are so lame. What are we, 10 with our thumbs up?
I'll never be able to hear copy that without thinking about the EB Games guy. Copy that.
With a little trick I've been dying to try out.
That doesn't make me confident, Jessie.
Yeah, I don't like experimentation on our getaway plans. Like, if there's one part of the plan that needs to be airtight, it's the exit.
100%.
Every other part, we can experiment a little bit if you want, but as long as we can get away if it goes wrong.
Coincidence?
All residents are to return to their homes and remain indoors until further notice.
Could get messy.
I repeat,
Add it to the
for your
pile of
safety, go
complicated
home.
systems.
I heard someone say it was an attack.
Hey,
So I kind of screwed up here in this take. Another reason why I wanted to retake it, I accidentally ignored a really funny NPC. Pay attention to the dialogue on the left here and look at this old lady with this soldier.
an emergency has been declared. All civilians are to remain indoors. Your cooperation is appreciated.
Now, hold on. There it is. Now you can't go back, so I can't actually get her to animate, but yeah.
Ugh, sad.
Yeah, oh well. But yeah, you caught, the subtitles still showed up, so you still caught what she said.
Oh, she reminds me of my late great uncle, who's like, the one that's like, you know, let's go eat at this Asian restaurant. He's like, they tried to kill me once. I'm not giving them another chance.
Come back and try the Midgard special next time.
Really, huh? Cloud said that?
sure did. Wants a whole pie to himself. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Well, okay then. Maybe I'll lend Mom a hand next time too.
That'd be awesome.
Super duper awesome.
Thanks for waiting, guys.
Kind of talked over that a little bit, but she was essentially like, he was essentially covering for them having a conversation about Jessie's dad.
Yep.
Because they said she'd beat the shit out of them if they did. So he agreed.
Those guardrails are enough.
No.
This is an OSHA violation.
There's no such thing as OSHA. You're talking about Shinrosha.
Shinrosha.
Yeah, as we talked about some of the skyboxes, like they're kind of rough JPEGs. Unfortunately, the ground boxes also don't look so great. It's very 2D and flat, that JPEG down there, but that's okay. It looks a little bit better in the PS5 PC version, but still not great. Anyway, but we just got really important materia. If you're playing this game along with us, you need to make sure you pick it up. We got revival materia. Lets you cast raise and erase. This is if you don't want to use a Phoenix down to get up a KO'd party member. You can use raise to get them up, or you can use a raise to get them up with also a lot of health.
Interesting.
Because a Phoenix down or a raise it gets them back up, but they only have like 100 or 200 health, so they're still in danger. You need to pick that up because that's the only one in the game.
Oh, wow.
And if you want to do a hard mode run afterwards,
it's necessary.
You need that. And that means also, by the way, on your hard mode run, you will be able to pick it up again, and you will have 2. But when you begin your hard mode run, you will only have 1, and you can't use items in hard mode. So if your character holding your raise materia gets KO'd, you can't get them back up until you get the second one.
Whoops.
I half figured my dad got it wrong, but nope. They're here just like he said.
Parachutes?
Huh? What do you mean half figured?
50-50 is pretty good odds if you ask me.
Bro, you were going off of something your dad told you presumably years ago?
And just assuming that nobody has just moved this one crate.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you coming all this way with me.
This feels very 80s.
Yep, this theme is very
Grateful if you
80s.
kept this between us until after the mission. I don't want to complicate things.
Sure. Okay, who's ready to fly?
Me!
Hey, Cloud, you let him down gently, all right?
Yep.
Wait, I almost forgot. One more thing.
Whoa! Stop it! What in the hell are you trying to...
Easy, you'll make us fall.
Not if you do first.
Swing by my place after, so I can pay you in full.
Gross. Don't do that.
Wait! Give me a minute!
No.
Why do you have to be such a hard ass, bro?
I ain't your bro.
Are we not worried about our sword cutting the parachute as it
No,
comes
the sword is on a strap below my legs. It's safe. Don't worry about it. I thought Claude was grabbing his ass for a second.
Just got hurt.
You did enough. You took one for the team. Be proud.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like we're flying high these days.
Now, more than ever.
He's a keeper, all right.
Yeah! Together, we can take on the world!
Controversial opinion. I really like Cloud. I really like Cloud Strife, one of the most iconic characters in video game history. But just
nuclear hot take over here.
Just like that little moment of him being encouraging.
Yeah.
Like he's a big old softy.
No, he's cool, Jacob. He's so cool.
He's so cool. He doesn't have time to be soft because he's so hard all the time.
Except when Jessie's around, then he gets soft real
Exactly.
fast.
I'll head home on my own. After all, I'm only a little sore.
It's cool. We'll go together.
Aw, thanks, bro.
Cut that out.
Why is he like that? the little hand motion.
Yeah, yeah.
That was.
I guess.
Is he like limping a little bit?
No, that's just how he moves. That's how his walk cycle
That's
always
always?
is. That's how he always is.
I need to start moving.
I'll talk to you later, Chadley. I don't have anything for you right now.
Quiet out here.
Quiet, they say, like we weren't having a battle.
This is big.
Well, that was ways away.
Guess he hasn't made it home yet.
Guess not.
Hope he isn't worst casing it again. He's got a habit of overthinking things, worrying about all the possible outcomes till his head hurts.
Wouldn't have guessed.
And when he worries, I worry. Anyway, let's head on over to Jessie's.
I thought we were taking you home.
It's on the way.
Okay.
Me wanting to leave Midgard didn't work out too well, somebody said. Missing a conversation. I don't know why I came back for this, because I'm going to walk around and listen to all the NPC dialogue in a minute anyway.
I stayed up all night thinking about the reaction.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thing to stay up thinking
This
about.
is where Jessie lives. Men are not allowed inside.
That must be difficult for her.
Lots of pretty girls trying to make it big on stage live here. So don't hang around or they might get the wrong idea.
Huh.
I'm telling you this for your own good, Cloud. People around here love to gossip.
They know about Jessie and Avalanche?
Nah, it's all good. They think she's an actress. Oh, and one more thing, bro. It's all a game to her. Don't fall for it.
You lost me.
Life's a stage and love's the play. Guys aren't allowed, remember?
As discussed previously, Jessie, so you made a little huh noise, people thinking she's an actress. She's a member of the Neighborhood Watch, just like Biggs and Wedge are. So she has a reason to be walking around in armor and carrying a Mac.
All right. I was like, no one questions the actress just like wearing a breastplate all the time.
Hey there, Bigums, Reggie, Smalls.
It's called method acting.
Friend to meet you. These little guys are on guard duty today.
Yo! You're so cute.
Okay.
Thanks for seeing me home.
Really sorry about your ass.
It's all good, bro.
It's kind of weird when
It's all good, man.
So good to man.
Hey, don't be scared. Deep down, he's a big softie. It's okay. It's okay. Good job, guys. Great work.
They're seeing through my
Aw, I
facade.
missed you too. Oh, Bigums, acting so tough. And you, Reggie, you are just the cutest. Aw, Smalls, do you want a belly rub? Hey, bro, wanna chill
Bro.
with me and the gang for a bit?
Who's the gang?
The cats, dummy. Who else? Bigamous Rex, Reginaldo, Mr. Smalls.
Right.
So earlier we heard an NPC talking about there's a guy on the watch who's like a legendary cat whisperer.
Oh.
It's Biggs.
Mind checking on
Sorry,
the-
Wedge, I
Oh,
mean.
And have a good night.
I'm gonna try to find some live-in work on the plate tomorrow. Wish me luck.
Yeah, sure. Good luck.
Maybe one day I'll get better with cats. I try. They just don't. They just don't. You know.
There's no point in me wasting my time because they just make me sick.
But I do.
And I don't mean allergies. I mean like I hate them. They make me sick to my core.
No, I have an allergy, but I'm also just wrong in the head. I'm just like, yeah, I'll start sneezing and scratching if I touch a cat, but if a cat's there, I gotta touch it.
I understand. No judgment here.
Well, if it isn't Cloud Strife.
That's my
I
name.
was wondering when you'd show up. Without further ado, here you are. Thanks for stepping up, Merc. And now for the cherry on top.
Gonna kiss you again. Ooh, a long
Okay,
one.
I get it. Mind letting me breathe?
He has that turtleneck on to protect himself from hickeys.
Roommates should all be out for a while.
Are you seriously that desperate?
Ooh.
Just let go already.
Only if you promise to come back tomorrow night. Deal?
Ooh. I feel like rejecting her outright is not very polite, but I kind of possibly have a thing going with Tifa, and he just told me that he said that it's all a game to her. I don't know what to do. No promises, I guess.
Yep, that's what I would do, I think, as well.
No promises, but I'll think it over.
Really? You will? I make a mean pizza, I'll have you know. Marsh, louche, black millie, red jelly. I use only the best ingredients. Sound good?
Never heard of any of that stuff.
Oh, you are so adorable, you know that? You just leave everything to me. It'll be great. Nighty-night. Psych.
Oh my god, Psych Marathon? Never mind, she's the girl of my dreams.
Oh my god.
What?
My queen.
I wonder what that is in Japanese. I wonder what she's saying in Japanese when she says psych.
Go Mina psych.
This is one of my favorite unnamed NPCs in this game.
I like playing in the park. Do you?
Who are you talking to? Me?
She's talking to you. She's talking to you.
Okay.
She is not out here during the day when all the other kids are playing.
Oh.
She only appears at night.
I'm not supposed to be here. I'm sick, so I should be at home. But I sneak out at night a lot.
I want to learn how to use a sword.
Unfortunately, you gotta wait a long time, or you gotta walk away to get them to trigger more dialogue.
Yeah, me.
You don't have any.
Damn!
I know. We can be friends. Yay, a friend! I'm real glad I decided to come.
All right, see you later, kid.
Interesting.
Just a sad little story there.
Damn, I never found her. I didn't get a new friend in my playthrough.
See anything weird? Tell us.
What is considered weird in this world?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the middle manager?
That's the middle manager.
Let's go.
Find out I'm friends with someone who works at Shinra. They always look really impressed. It's so awesome.
It's not a big deal.
Imagine how they'll react when you're a department head, an executive, a board member even, the president of the entire company.
That'd be something.
I do think that the guy who runs the company has the last name Shinra, so I think that might be difficult.
Oh, your wildest desires in there. Damn, I gotta go.
Have I told you lately just how much our friendship means to me? I even remember where we first met, at that one place in Wall Market.
Right, but don't mention that to my wife.
Don't worry, my lips are sealed. That one thing, oh, and that other thing, it'll all stay just between you and me.
When I go to Wall Market...
Wall Market has been mentioned a couple of times. These other guys are also mentioning it. Wall Market is, it seems like a red light district of some kind.
I see.
Me wanting to leave Midgar didn't go over so well.
You want to leave?
I'm just tired of being on the bottom rung.
That's too bad. You should pick up a gun and do something about it.
Join a neighborhood watch.
Oh, hey, Cloud. Survived the jump? How's Wedge?
He's fine.
Well, that's good to hear. Tomorrow's a really big day for all of us. When Wedge said he'd been shot, I was afraid we'd have to call off the whole damn thing. Heading topside in secret. Don't think I could have faced Barrett if something had happened. But Jessie'd been acting weird, and I knew I couldn't just ignore her.
Biggs.
She must be prepping the bomb right now. But will she be able to finish before morning? I should go and see if she needs any...
Biggs.
Huh? Sorry. Our chute was blown pretty far off course. It felt like a bad omen or something. So...
Get some rest. You need it.
Roger.
Night.
Night. And thanks, really.
So now that we've had this like cute
Appreciate
little
you
side
coming.
mission, are we gonna get asked to go tomorrow? Or no?
I think that's probably Barrett's call.
Yeah, I guess.
And he doesn't know about this.
Tomorrow's gonna be a success. I know it. We've all put in the work.
Except for now we have a tiny baby bomb that's not going to do as much as you think it's going to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, remember, last time around, they thought they were just destroying the pump anyway. So if they blow up the pump, that's actually what they wanted in the first place. That was their objective, was just to disable the reactor.
Well, but if she's using a weaker thing...
It might not even destroy it. Good point.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, the rest of this episode is just walking around checking in on NPCs, because even though at this point all you need to do is walk back to Cloud's apartment and he goes to sleep and that progresses to the next day, all the NPCs have new dialogue just for this one part in the game where you're here this evening at this specific point in time.
Wow.
There are a few fewer NPCs because it's nighttime, so some people are inside and they even like don't let you go to certain parts of the map right now. They're just kind of closed off. Anyway.
I can't resist a bad boy.
Bad boys sometimes rack up mountains of debt.
Oh my gosh.
Damn. Calling it like she sees it.
You know you wanna.
Stop it, I can't.
Please, just a few gil.
Nope, I'm not lending you squat.
Is he one of those supposedly
bad boys?
It's possible. Somebody needs to look at the wiring on that light.
Nah. If anything, it's producing more light now.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it.
Got a guy in Sector 6 who'll hook us up with a position if we're interested enough.
All right, I'm listening.
So, yeah, if anybody doesn't want to just hear all kinds of NPC dialogue or just hear us chattering about stuff, you know, the next episodes I can go on to it. But earlier, before we were in between recordings,
Oh, yes.
we brought up something that Aidan hadn't heard about. This is going to be a hilariously dated... Actually, this should come out relatively quickly, but it's not going to be as funny as our hilariously dated commentary on the Writers Guild strike we recorded back in, like, July. That isn't going to be out until that playthrough that isn't coming out yet until after Uncharted 4. Whoa, teaser, another playthrough! But this will still be relevant because I'm just talking about a thing that happened. So basically, Aidan, in the last 2-ish years, I think is when this started happening. After the Warner Brothers Discovery merger under the stewardship of one David Zaslav, you've probably heard that name tossed around a bunch.
Yeah.
This is where the whole like Max rebrand came from, and a bunch of other just stuff from a guy who is a businessman who doesn't really know anything about the entertainment industry, doesn't have a lot of respect for the entertainment industry, making a lot of decisions that a lot of people are not very happy about. There was a whole thing where like a bunch of stuff in like the Warner Brothers archives was like just scrapped when the acquisition went through. Like they were like, oh, we're gonna use this building for something else. So all this shit that we've like got archived from 100 years of film history, like pack up what you can, and if you can't figure out what to do with it, it's gotta go away.
Wow.
Okay, that's just a random example of a thing that happened, and you know, I'm not saying that was like he pointed at the warehouse and said, "Burn all the movie posters."
Yeah.
But the point is, he's not a very well liked guy. And again, this man, and I don't want to point at him as like maybe he did this, but these things have happened while he's been very publicly leading these companies. Basically, the last 2 years, a couple of films that were like done were not released.
Was it
Batgirl?
There was the Batgirl movie last year, and just recently there was specifically a Looney Tunes movie called Acme versus Coyote, or Coyote versus Acme. And the idea was it was going to be a movie about Wile E. Coyote suing the Acme Corporation because all their stuff keeps hurting him. And it was going to be like a Looney Tunes back in action, kind of like, you know, it was almost like exactly Looney Tunes back in action, where like somebody watched Space Jam, hated it, said this isn't a Looney Tunes movie, and then wanted to make a Looney Tunes movie with actors. I think this is going to be the same thing following up Space Jam 2.
I see.
I think James Gunn was attached to it. I don't know if he wrote it or what, but he was involved in it in some way. I think John Cena's in it. It's all shot, it's done, but it's no longer coming out, or at least it wasn't. We'll loop back around to that. Basically, Aidan, what's happening is movie making is an expensive business.
It is.
We all know this, and it's risky. You know, you put out a movie and you could lose a lot of money on it. We all know this, right?
You put out a movie from this corporation, and it could only make back as much as you spent on it.
You need to, you have to spend money to make a movie. Then you got to spend money to market the movie. Then you got to spend money to put it on screens in theaters. And these days, nobody's even going to theaters. It's so rare to get a big box office hit, right? So that's why a lot of stuff winds up on streaming services. But also, streaming services are all a house of cards, mostly propped up by speculative investing. and they're not making money. So everybody's in real trouble right now. This is why everybody's decided incorrectly the solution is to spend more $1 billion on a Lord of the Rings TV show on Amazon that nobody winds up watching. Because if we spend the money, people will come, and that isn't necessarily the case. But basically, I'm explaining all of this not because I'm sympathetic to what has happened with these movies, but to explain, because you need to understand like the thought process, right? Of basically, you've made the movie, right?
Yeah.
The movie's done. However, you are going to spend more money marketing it.
yeah.
You're going to spend more money on distribution, hypothetically on merchandising, other things, and that could all be losses, right? So instead, we've projected this movie probably isn't going to make enough money to justify spending money on distribution and on marketing. So what we will do instead is not release it, and we will write it off as a loss. The money that we lost on the production is just a straight loss for our company, so we get a tax break of like, you know, like $20-30 million or something. Not a lot of money in the big scheme of things, but we would have spent $100 million on marketing, and we got a $30 million rebate on the $150 million we spent making the movie. So it's better overall.
That's wild.
This has been, so far, pretty much just Warner Brothers, Discovery, HBO. Like, this has only happened over there. It's basically just this guy. I think there's been like 1 or 2 other instances of companies doing it, but it's basically all happened over there, and there's been like 4 different instances of it in the last 2 years.
That's crazy.
It has now gotten to the point where the Wile E. Coyote thing came out, not the release, but like the story about it came out, and everybody said, this thing was done and is tested ludicrously well. People had heard about it. And also, this is another thing that's worth noting. Like, if this is a bigger problem in the games industry when games get canned.
Yes.
But like, if you're a worker and you spent 5 years working on something and it's gone, now you have a black hole in your resume.
Yeah.
Of, I worked on this movie, I worked on this game. Oh, sweet. Can I see your work? No. So there's tons of problems with this. So a lot of people who worked on Coyote versus Acme are pissed, obviously.
Yeah.
People who are in Coyote versus Acme probably weren't allowed to talk about it because they've all signed NDAs, but are probably upset about it.
Yeah.
So this all comes out. The backlash is so extreme that Warner Brothers does announce they are now going to let Amazon and Netflix, they have their own streaming service, they have Max, but they don't want to spend the money to distribute it, so they're going to let other people, Warner Brothers is going to let other people look at the Looney Tunes movie, so they can option it to distribute it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But at least it might come out now, because a bunch of other companies went to go look at it. There's no news on that recently, but they said like a month ago they were gonna let the other big companies all they were gonna screen it to people, and they were gonna have the privilege of bidding the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes feature film.
Okay, I was trying to find the quote because it was very funny. Because after this came out, Zaslav was like, "Come on, guys, wait a minute, come on, guys," and he said, "quote These are companies that have been restructured for the future, and so we decided that we have to have courage. We got to figure this out." He was saying that you have to have
it's real courage to look at the bottom line and decide to tank a movie.
Exactly.
That's a really hard decision for me to make.
It took courage for Mr. Zaslav to do that.
This is also the guy, we talked about him during the Writers Guild strike discussion months ago in a video that won't come out for months.
Yeah.
Because he was the guy who said 2 weeks in that the strike will be resolved by, quote, a love of working.
Yeah.
Because people love the hustle too much. They'll come back. They can't stay away from the writer's desk for too long.
He saw the Sigma grind set TikToks and was like, "Yeah."
That was also funny because during the Writers Guild strike, he went and gave a commencement address at Harvard, and everybody in the audience was heckling him and shouting, "Pay your writers."
Amazing.
I think he was like a lawyer or something. I think that's how he got started, and then he transitioned into business. So that's why that's where the guy's soul is.
Oh my goodness. That's wild.
That was a fun story, and hopefully people read some NPC dialogue along the way.
I've heard a little bit about like the Batgirl specifically, like getting canned as a tax write-off, but I didn't realize.
What was really funny about that one was specifically the directors, like they heard about it at the same time we did. So they were like, "Oh shit, let's go like get a copy of our movie that we made," and it was already gone from the servers.
Oh,
So the guys who made the movie do not have a copy of the movie for themselves.
That sucks. That sucks.
What about the Merc? He apparently killed every last monster on Scrap Boulevard. 400 of them, in fact.
Oh my god.
I love the nighttime skybox.
A good skybox goes a long way.
Even though,
Look at that guy's man bun.
yeah. Even though we like talked about like the skybox is kind of low resolution and not super convincing.
It looks good though.
Rat race got you down? It's aesthetically good. You can take the load off at my place, but not for free.
You gotta make a living too, you know.
That's the Sigma grind set on that kid.
It is.
There. But yeah, it's like even though it doesn't look super convincing, just color, lighting. Yeah. What a gorgeous setting. This ugly, disgusting monument to is.
Exactly.
Though we will, hopefully today, we will actually hear someone other than Barrett perhaps has a chance to extol the virtues of such a place. We might get to that today. We'll see how far we get.
Nice even number. No more monsters need be slain.
I do slay some more monsters.
No.
You guys better remember to thank our monsters.
But I don't get obsessive and have to get it to an even number.
Why not?
Or a round number.
What's up, Chadley?
I hope you will continue to help.
What's up, you baby back bitch?
He's got nothing for me right now. I did. Well, I was gonna say something about him that I'll just wait and say in the next episode because this one's almost done.
Paradise now.
That bad, huh?
Back when the watch didn't have much clout, it was a goddamn combat zone, a free-for-all.
So you're the baby-faced Merc Wedge was talking up. Looking good. I might just have to call on you if a customer of ours starts getting rowdy.
I'm sorry, but how can anyone concentrate when
He is building a reputation, just like they were talking about at the beginning. Damn, that dude's out. Out like a light.
Marl's already in for the evening, but her dog is still outside keeping watch.
Chilling.
Cubby.
He's not even sitting.
Nope.
He never sits. He's alert at all times, and you can't
standing guard.
And you can't pet him.
That is a crime.
That's a shame.
Not allowed.
That's a shame. Remnant 2 is a better game because you can pet the dog in it.
Uncharted 3 is a better game because you can pet the cow. Or is it 2?
In 2 you can pet the ox.
The ox. Yeah.
Can you pet anyone in the third game? I don't remember.
I feel like we could because I feel like I remember getting excited about it.
I feel like there's some animal we could say hello to.
Yeah.
You can pet a dog in Uncharted 4.
Hell yeah.
This episode might come out before the episode of Uncharted 4 where you can pet a dog.
Oh yeah, that's not your apartment, is it? Or no, is
that
it?
was Tifa's.
That was
And this is
that's
this
the
is the
Freakazoid's
crackhead,
apartment.
and our apartment's in the middle. But we'll take a quick nap or maybe or something. I don't know. We'll find out what happens on the next episode.